pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Wyatt? Here. Sewell?
Here.
Reister?
Here.
I have to skip you. Sorry, it's habit.
I know it's still
Cook
yours.
Here.
and Lawson.
Here.
All right. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second?
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. So,
Go Hudson basketball.
yeah, go Hudson basketball.
30 years since they made it to state, right?
Yeah.
When I was in high school still.
I was in college.
Oh, jeez.
I was a senior that year.
I was a junior in high school watching all my boys play.
I had more hair then. Yeah. I look like Matt.
Yes,
back
so,
then.
Flowing locks.
Yeah, blowing locks.
Taller too, right?
all right, committee reports, Public Works Committee.
So Public Works met on Wednesday, February 14th. The first item of business was a cost estimate for our mapping updates. And so the cost estimate was $28,645, and this would be split between 6 different departments, because each module would be pertaining to that individual department. So the updates are going to be water, sewer, stormwater, planning and zoning, building inspections, streets, and
Is this for GIS mapping?
yes, GIS mapping, sorry. And so I broke down all of the costs for that, for them. And so that is on tonight's agenda. Then the next item that we talked about was a permanent gate at Frank Park. The police department has had issues with vehicles still tearing up the park, and so it was requested by Sergeant Wiersma to install a permanent gate. The Public Works Department has a gate that they can use for that, so it isn't going to cost anything. This would also help in the event of flooding, so that if there's a flood event, then we could at least close the gate so that kayakers can't get there or anything like that. And so as of right now, there's nothing on the agenda. And so,
I do remember that meeting.
okay. And so those are the only 2 things we talked about, and we adjourned at 7:07, so it was very quick.
I think the plan for the gate is we're just gonna put it up, and we're gonna close it in the winter, and then if it floods, we'll close it during flooding, but the rest of the season will be open. Just to keep people from
Makes sense.
messing around down in the winter.
Doing what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? For Chrissy or Matt or Jeff? Okay, we'll move into the public hearings then. Number 1, public hearing to repeal provisions pertaining to one-way traffic. Chrissy, do we have any written
No, I do not.
comments? Do we have some oral comments?
Is that me?
That's
Is this for the
you.
one?
This is for the
One way,
public hearing
yes.
part,
This is
yeah.
you.
Okay, so thanks for considering this. I think it's a great idea. I just have a couple things. So thanks to Chief Banks too for bringing this idea. Just a couple things maybe to think about. So that street is scheduled for reconstruction at some point in the next couple of years. Is that accurate?
Jake?
Washington is, right?
Washington, but,
Wood.
Wood and school would be within the next few years also.
Well, Wood,
Okay.
well, the other side of Wood.
Wood, yeah, the opposite side of Wood.
Got it.
So when that project is done, we would like to put angle parking on the south side of that street. So originally, the concept was they would be angled for two-way traffic, just on the south side, so they'd be pointed east.
Correct. You
Yeah.
definitely need to-
So this just changes that concept, right? So now they'd be angled the other way, which I don't think is a problem. Except I wonder if the proposal should go, or I wonder if the street should go one way all the way to Hudson Road. So, because that would get us more parking along that street. And I think when Chief and I had a talk about this, part of the reason that he correct me if I'm wrong, that he proposed just going to Jefferson Street was because buses come around that corner onto School Street. That's not a deal breaker for me. We can route buses around a different way. I just wonder if for traffic purposes, it makes sense for it to go all the way to Hudson Road. I don't know the answer to that question. The second thing, what was the other thing?
You didn't tell us.
Oh, the other thing I wonder is if, before you make it permanent, if we should try it first, just to see if it really does have an impact. I don't know if it will or not. Chief Banks thinks it will. I don't know. So before we invest in signage and things like that, I just wonder if that's something we should do. And then the third and final comment I would make is an effective date. So whenever you decide what that is, I'd like to coordinate with you guys to get communication out so that families know, a week or so in advance, this is going to happen. Because if you've ever been in front of the school, and this is why Chief Banks brought it to you, if you've ever been in front of the school in the morning or in the afternoon, it's a train wreck out there. I mean, well, Gail, you live right across.
And
Daryl, yeah.
Daryl's there too.
So you guys know what it's like out there at 8 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, if we can coordinate that so when people know when they're coming in to pick up or drop off that we've changed that traffic flow, that would probably be helpful for everybody concerned. So those are my comments. Again, thanks for checking into it. I think it's, I think it's awesome that we're trying to figure it out because it's a hot mess and it's probably going to get worse as enrollment grows. So that's my 2 cents.
Any other public comments?
I have a question for you, Dr. Voss.
Yeah.
When we reconstruct that street and do the angled parking,
Yeah.
the parking will shift off the side a little bit more and leave a little more room for traffic to flow. At that time, would it still be beneficial to have it a one-way, or would it be beneficial to have it go both directions? Having it one way, does it alleviate a bunch of traffic from that intersection, or doesn't it matter?
I don't know until we try it. I really don't. I mean, Chief Banks has studied this way more than I have, so he'd probably be a better person to ask that question too.
Here's a question, I guess for Jake, for both of you. There's a bunch of new trees there, so when you do you take those trees out?
We'll probably have to, move them.
There's a row of trees, and
Who put the trees in?
there's an electrical box there too.
That'll have to get moved, or we'll have to put that in an island.
What about the fire hydrant?
We can move that easy enough.
Okay, that's all.
I have a comment, not coming from a council person, but as a citizen part of this, if that's okay? As a citizen part of this. My concern is the houses that are on that road that we have not spoken to the homeowners that use this. There is a homeowner that you guys know that uses the north side of that parking religiously and are not in favor of this. So when it comes to this, there's gonna be some questions as far as when we get to the thing. So just so you know, also, one of the things that has been brought to me too, and as a community member too, that I'll be asking about is our parking ordinance in the city ordinance states how many spaces the school is required to have that does not count on-street parking. So we wanna make sure that that ordinance is matching what they have, because it's like 2 spots for every classroom, plus 1 spot for every 6 seats in an auditorium and in any public space, so gyms and auditoriums together. So I don't know how many that comes to, but I'm guessing we probably don't have enough. So that needs to be addressed, and it may not be a city thing, unfortunately it may be a school thing. And I know when we were kids, where the elementary goes in now, I think is where the elementary goes in, was a drive-through with some parking there. Buses could drive through, which is now grassed over. So as well as, spots that if a culvert was put in, could we move a street and make a directed drive-through for more drop-off and pickup, rather than affecting homeowners that use the street currently that are taxpayers as well, so.
I can almost guarantee there's not enough parking of that. I mean, just thinking of your, I don't know what the
'Cause that's in the city
ordinance says,
ordinance.
but I can almost guarantee there's not enough parking.
We're gonna have to figure
And I-
something out.
We'll have more parking, because once the bus barn comes down, that'll add parking, but I don't know if, and are you talking about the whole campus, or are you talking about just
The city ordinance states that the school is required to have this many parking spots.
yes.
One for every 6 seats, and then it's either 1 or 2 for every classroom. It's 167.0 something is the ordinance that got sent to me.
Well, the contractor that is doing, or the architect, whoever, is
Cardinal.
whoever is doing that has already looked at all of the parking ordinances, and so
They
I,
think we're inside.
yes,
What did he say?
that we're in compliant, that you are in compliance with what the parking ordinance says as of right now.
Oh, that surprises me,
That surprises me too.
Yeah.
to be
but
honest.
he would know if they ran the map,
Yeah,
so.
no, they.
Well, because it could be the backside by the football field too being counted in there. But
no.
anyway, I think there's more to be,
Mhm.
as a person who, obviously, I don't have kids in school and I don't go up that way, so I understand that there's some issues with pickup, drop-off, because I can read it on Facebook just as well as anybody else can. But I think there's more to be talked about than changing what street patterns are here.
Any other comments? We'll go ahead and close that public hearing then. Open the second public hearing to amend 69.15 of the City of Hudson Code of Ordinances. And that has to do then with the parking. So, any written comments?
No.
Any further comments? Okay, we'll go ahead and close that public hearing then. General government, the Hudson City Council maintains the right to waive the first and second readings of the ordinances presented and may pass the third and final reading of the same ordinance within the same council meeting. Item A, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 899, an ordinance providing for the division of taxes levied on taxable property in the 2024 Hudson Twin Oaks Apartments Urban Renewal Area pursuant to section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa. And again, this is for those additional 4 10-plexes
Correct.
up there in the Twin Oaks area.
So moved. Second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Reister,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 5-0.
Okay, item B, discussion action to approve the first reading of ordinance 900, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Hudson, Iowa by repealing provisions pertaining to one-way traffic.
I would ask that this be tabled. I'd make a motion that this be tabled until we can research more into this to make sure that this is exactly what we want to do. Like I said, by adjusting city streets rather than looking at other alternatives when there are homeowners that are affected with this that haven't been discussed with.
Have a second? Okay, then I believe that
Go ahead, go ahead.
that motion dies for a lack of a second. So do I have motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a
I'll
second?
second that.
Okay, let's
Before,
have some discussion then
yeah,
here.
so what's the what's going on here?
So I've talked to there's 2 homeowners
Okay.
that live on this block that we're talking about.
Tell me which, I'm looking at the map right now.
It'd be School Street between Washington and Jefferson.
Okay, got it.
So there's one right on the corner and then one next to it.
Yep.
So we're gonna turn their street into a one-way street, going away from Hudson Road, is what we're looking at doing.
Away from Hudson Road, is that
No,
right?
No,
Excuse me, going towards Hudson Road,
Towards Hudson Road.
towards Hudson Road, for that one block that's directly in front of theirs,
Screen.
Yep, I sure can.
okay? So my concern is, A, until I called one of those homeowners on Friday,
Mm-hmm,
they hadn't been talked to about this at all.
okay.
Okay? B, the one homeowner that I did talk to parks his vehicle on that road. Now, he parks it there for too long sometimes, but he also uses that street, and he says, I pay taxes on my street. And he understands that it's, a school issue, But on the other side of this, we also have this issue that I wanna make sure that we're doing right. If the school is required to have so many parking spots and on-street parking does not count, I still wanna double check with those parking ordinances to make sure that we're doing this correctly before we jump the gun and put a one-way in that's gonna anger homeowners that live there full-time.
Matt, so it'd be this one here and this one here,
Yep.
these two here.
And if we go all the way to Hudson Road, then there's 2 more duplexes, which is another 4 homeowners.
Is that the plan, to go all the way to Hudson Road?
Well,
That was-
Is that what this is?
No, this
No.
motion is just for that first one.
So they can.
Not
Between
the second
Washington and
one.
Okay, so
Jefferson.
what is the parking ordinance there right now?
Park on both sides except for where
Well,
there's
hold on,
entrances.
hold on, you got two different things. One is a one-way.
Yeah, we're
and
just
the
talking
other-
about one way right now.
is the one way.
So this one's talking about just the one-way right now.
Correct.
Okay,
And then-
my question is, if we make it a one-way, how does that affect the homeowner's parking in the street in front of his house?
The second portion of this was to eliminate parking, since it is one-way. The second portion of this is to eliminate parking on the north side, which is the side he has used since 1996 when he bought the house.
Okay, so here's my other question, and I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but why have they not been reached out to? Why have the homeowners not been talked to about this?
I guess I'm the one that caused this madness and I did not contact them.
Okay,
So,
And
you caused the is this your proposal?
this is my proposal to the madness that I see every morning.
it went to
Okay.
public
It creates a little
safety.
drama.
It did not go to public safety,
It was
discussed at public
safety.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yes, it
discussed
was.
at
when I
public
wasn't there that
Right.
day. That's the one I missed, right?
Yes,
Keep
yes.
in mind, this is the first reading on
I
this.
was just gonna say, this is our first reading.
First
We have to
reading.
have
3.
3 total, so you're talking, before this takes effect, it is going to be at least another month.
And my other concern was this, my other concern is, this is not a full year-round thing either. You know, we're talking school drop-off and pickup is 9 months a year, so it's most of the year. But, so in the time that there is nobody at school during the summer, we're still gonna not allow those residents to park on the street?
So why is the parking a concern? Why do we need to eliminate parking? Could we just,
For the flow of traffic.
If you go one way.
Cause
you couldn't still
right
park on
now,
both sides though? I guess I don't understand why.
right now it's pretty much one way right now, just because when you have 2 cars on both sides of the street, that causes congestion at the intersection, because now you're waiting for a car a block away to come through so another car can go.
And
So
you're
can-
having kids.
Is their issue the one-way or is it the parking?
Both.
Both.
The one-way affects them how?
The one way is just my suggestion because we'll eliminate
But-
one entrance.
Hold on
No,
one
but he's
sec.
talking the homeowner.
Oh,
What
To be honest with you, I can't answer that because his biggest concern was parking.
So can we invite them, my suggestion is we pass this first reading, invite them to the next council meeting, which would do the second reading on it, and let them voice their concerns. We still got 2 votes before it has to go.
Which
We
my
still
suggestion
can-
was to send it back to
And I was
Public
just gonna
Works.
say, you
Safety
still.
or safety, excuse me.
Yeah. We still, at this time, could entertain another motion then to table it and
See,
send it
yeah,
back to
my-
committee. So
my
that's up
request-
to you guys.
Yeah, my request was to
however.
table it to go back to public safety so that we can iron out the details on number of parking spots this is going to create, eliminate, whatever. We don't have to rush into this, obviously. And if it's gonna be another month, we're looking, today is almost March, right? So we're April, school's out at the end of May, so we've only got a whole 1 month that this is gonna do anything with. Why not take our time, figure out exactly where we're at, look at the construction going on with the school, make the homeowners happy that we're doing our due diligence and be able to get through it.
Jake, can we put parking on both sides of that street if it goes one way?
I think so.
Not angle parking,
No, it's street parking.
just,
why-
just
well,
what's there now?
Why couldn't you park your car on either side of it's one way? Have them both facing,
That's
if
what
we
I'm
do
trying
one way,
to
all the way
figure
to the highway, why couldn't you park a car on either
oh,
side?
that'd be fine, because you don't have to worry about any cars coming,
Coming head on.
And that could be a possibility too, but that's,
But
again,
that
why
would
we'd
be
like
back
to.
to subcommittee, that wouldn't be us.
Exactly, that's why I wanted to table it, get it back so that we could get a compromise and try to figure this all
Cause
out.
this is a 32-foot street versus a 35. 35s are a lot more easy to get dual parking and 2 cars head to head.
And we're gonna redo this street.
Next,
That is the hope.
But if we're not
We have
doing
our funding,
cars
that's the
both
whole-
directions, then it's a little more spacious.
We don't
If
know.
we're going one way all to the highway, I don't see a reason why we couldn't put parking on both sides.
I agree.
I think that would help get us more parking, maybe satisfy the homeowner, don't know.
Yeah, I don't
know.
either.
But I think you're right, the conversation needs to be had with them, whether we pass one or not, that needs to be introduced. Then I think it's up to us to look at if we can widen that street to get parking on both sides to help the school with parking.
Which we've got underground issues we need to address there anyways, that street needs tore up anyways.
Right. And I'm not opposed to helping the school, don't get me wrong by any means with that, obviously. But if we've got an ordinance with this, we need to make sure that that ordinance is being upheld too, because we would for any business or anybody else.
So I guess I will retract my motion. I would make the motion that Kate did to put this back to safety.
So you wanna go ahead and table this?
Table.
Do we need to vote that one down first? Cause it's
No.
on the table?
We can't
Yeah,
vote, no.
second.
No, because if you vote it down, then we can't discuss anything until, we can't discuss it
We can't bring
until.
it back.
I'm
For
I'm
6
talking about
months.
the one that we just, a week.
First.
Okay, so you've motioned and you seconded to approve the first reading,
Yeah.
but now
He's motioning.
he is
to
motioning to
table.
table it, and that's fine.
Okay, great,
Yep.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any,
Table on that, right?
yes,
Back to public safety.
table it and sending. Yep. Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Lawson,
Aye.
Reister, Cook,
Aye.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Alright, so the motion to table carries 5-0.
Okay. Item C, discussion action to approve the first reading of ordinance 901 and ordinance amending the code of ordinances for the city of Hudson, Iowa by adding chapter 69.15, no parking on one side.
Gail, I would make the motion to table this along with the previous motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Lawson,
Aye.
Reister, Sewell,
Aye.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Motion carried to table 5-0, so by tabling, then it'll go back to public safety. And that will be the plan for March.
Okay.
Can we in any way direct them to strongly consider the parking on both sides or not?
In public safety?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How would
Because,
we-
well, you're gonna have Kate.
Kate's the
Kate
chairperson,
and
Kate and
Matt
Matt are
on the
both.
committee, so
Okay.
So, and-
they'll be able to, let them know what we discussed and what some of our feelings and
Okay.
recommendations are.
We don't need a motion or something?
No.
No.
Okay.
I would agree with the
Okay.
whole thing if we can get it done.
Okay. Item D, excuse me, discussion action to approve a resolution 3178, a resolution to update utility mapping for the city of Hudson, Iowa, and that was what Chrissy gave a report on from the Public Works Committee.
So moved.
Second?
Okay. Any discussion? Roll call.
Reister.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries 5-0.
Item E, discussion action to approve resolution 3179, a resolution setting a public hearing for amendment of the annual budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024, and the public hearing then would be March 11th of 2024.
So
Motion to set the hearing?
Second?
Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lawson.
Aye.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Reister. Sewell.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries 5-0.
Okay, item F, discussion action to approve a resolution 3180, a resolution for approval to award the bid and project for the Hudson City Hall Finish Upgrades Phase 1 project for the city of Hudson.
So moved. Second? This is upstairs, right?
This is
no,
here, council chambers and the community center is
Perfect.
phase 1.
and I believe we had 4 or 5 bids?
We had 4 bids, and the lowest came in at 364,000.
What were they?
970.
A budget was 500,000.
Oh, wow.
Are we
Yeah.
picking up our audio-visual game for meetings?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, that's all part of this
And
project.
for the community center downstairs too.
Yeah, that's part of this project. Can I, who motioned that?
Lori,
Okay.
Kate
And Kate, you
seconded.
second, okay.
any other discussion? Roll call.
Sewell,
Aye.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Reister,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries 5-0.
Okay, item G, discussion action to approve resolution 3181, a resolution for approval of employment for the city of Hudson for the position of Kids Adventure Director for summer 2024, and this is for Bailey Eilers, is that?
Correct.
Right, at a
So-
salary of 3,000. Second,
I'll
Second.
second
any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Reister,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 5-0.
Okay, item H, discussion action to approve resolution 3182, a resolution accepting the resignation of employee, and this is for the police department for Sadie Roberts, effective March 2nd, I believe.
So moved.
Second?
So, question, what happened?
We can't talk about that in open session because she didn't request anything.
Oh, she did
No,
not?
and we
Okay.
can't talk about it.
Sorry, I thought maybe she did.
Nope.
You can meet later.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call?
Wyatt.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Reister.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 5-0.
Okay, there are 3 informational items in the packet. Reminder items, regularly scheduled meetings held at council chambers except for the library board. Public Works Committee, March 13th at 7 a.m. Mayor's Task Force Committee meeting is going to be canceled as it will be
Oh,
out of town.
okay.
Okay. Personnel Admin Finance Committee meeting, March 25th at 4:45. Public Safety Committee meeting, March 28th at 4 p.m. Next council meetings will be Monday, March 11th at 6 p.m. and Monday, March 25th at 6 p.m.
Before I move to adjourn, has anyone given Dave the floor, or is that appropriate?
That's up to mayor.
Can I do
Did
that?
you? I can do that.
Can I request that you let him speak for a minute or 90 seconds?
Yeah, if he's got something short, that would be fine.
Oh, well, that'd be great, I can make it as short as you want. I'm Dave Sires, I was councilman at large up in Cedar Falls for the last 4 years. It's always very pleasant to come into a council meeting like this where you all talk and discuss things. because
Rationally most of the time.
Yes, that's not the way Cedar Falls handles things. But I grew up in Cedar Falls, lived there my whole life. Met my wife our first day of kindergarten. I said that was my best day, she says that's her worst day. So anyway, I'm a businessman up there, I own a mobile home community, self-storage, I was in the excavating business, I farmed when I was young. But I'd like to see our government represent the people, and that's what I work towards. I think we're starting to miss that, there's a lot of bureaucracy everywhere. I've been to a few of the council meetings, and it doesn't seem to have fallen into the communities around here, except Cedar Falls. And so anyway, the bureaucracy's down there in Des Moines too. I just want to make the government down there more receptive to the people. They've come in and made us do all the wastewater upgrades everywhere. I don't think that's quite fair, but anyway, grew up here, lived here my whole life. I think I'd be a great representative, but time will tell. So anyway, thank you very much for the time, and thanks for letting me join your meeting.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second
All those in favor? Say
Like to
aye.
stay.
Opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.
Thanks for your work.